buenos días, buenos tardes, buenos noches, es todos en todo el mundo. And good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody all around the world. And thank you for joining us today for another Left 4 Dead 2 competitive shoutcast. My name is MK. I'll be your caster and cameraman for today, and we are here with a North American reboot loser bracket finals. Winner goes to take on the championship match next week against a question mark, and my co-caster will be none other than Nine Null. How you doing, my friend? I'm excited for this one.
I'm doing great. Yeah, this is going to be an amazing match. Fear Factory versus Hokori here for the lower bracket finale, and we're getting pings set up. Okay, we do have the DC from Yaft, which does give me some time here. For those of y'all who haven't necessarily been following the NA reboot as much as obviously we have, Fear Factory is here in the loser bracket after losing to question mark's victory into the winner bracket finals or the grand finals. And honestly, as we look back to that match, because that match actually did happen a little while ago, a few weeks ago, it was on Hard Rain Downpour, I believe, as well as Parish Overgrowth. And I gotta tell you, MK, Fear Factory looked so damn good on that first Hard Rain Downpour match. When we think back to it, it went to the finale. They were up about 500 points over question mark going into the finale, and they kind of dropped the ball. Tank fight did not go their way. They lost the player entirely to a death charge during that, and then they got triple capped going into the rescue boat and ended up losing that match. That was a heartbreaker for Fear Factory, but they've got to be feeling good that they put up such a strong showing. Think about Parish Overgrowth as well.
You can always choose not to do it. Can't really harm them for that, but the GLHFs come out, and here it goes. Loser bracket finals. North American reboot is in action. We'll get Null back in a little bit while he resets his router. Pull comes out, Hunter lands. The spit comes out, lands onto Ellis for quite a bit of a favorable spread, I would say. And Rising taking a blunt of the damage, going down to 75 HP. Yeah, Nine Null is going to disconnect, or else he is lagged out, but he'll be back shortly. And let's see what we have now. Spawns are down. They're not going to be able to get the tank up real quickly before spawns are up again. Let's see what the sack order is. It's going to be a tri-cap with Boom. Now, if the spawns hit, they'll give up the alley spawn where the tank comes in at. Because this is a difficult tank to spawn. You got to go down the alley and run back. And that's where catastrophe could happen. And if you see, let's see, Charger is going to be the tank, so not the best situation for them. Probably want the Boomer to be the tank ideally. And no, Wrath not during tournament matches. So they're just going to full send the Charger chest bumps, and they're just going to try to drag this out. Jockey's riding. They get the clear. They get some good damage, and Shockwave will have the first tank of the game for his team. As far as Hokori goes, he's going to take a little look at this. Nice parkouring to stay the high route. Fear Factory, not knowing if they can get back cleanly. Will Shockwave choose to set this off? And he is in. Survivors are going to back up the other way. This is going to be a very unorthodox tank fight. And he's going to get to the high ground and just chase them back. Oh, this is going to be quite a wild tank play. Let's see what happens here. Oh, he's just committing. They're not dragging this out at all. Early pull cleared. Tank down to 48. The Hunter will land. This will be his corner too. He has time to get the rock off. Yes, he does. There's the second punch. And Rising will go down. Oh, he still has a lot of HP, but all his support is far away. Look at the survivors just take off. This is going to give time for the infected to get in position. No, they're just going to decommit. All right, they yield the pickup to try for an opportunity for damage with a commit with a tri-cap again. All right, in fashion, Hokori decommits, resend it in. Smoker, the Charger will land, gets the slam. The tank is missed. Oh, the Jockey almost get a wipe. The Jockey will land, and this is going to be disastrous for Fear Factory. They get the clear. Rock coming out, not going to get it. But this is big damage coming out, and I think they should be able to. Oh, he gets a rock. Misses the punch there. The boomer will land. And that will be a tank deceased. The pickups will happen. Hunter might come in for some scratches. This is not going to be much more than just a delay. Okay, the spitter might cause some damage here. And here's the spit delay. No one's going to die. And the pickups will happen. And Coach has no ammo. And wants to get these pickups quickly as Rochelle's going to block spawn. Oh, they're going to delay this as long as they can. The charger comes up. And they're just delaying for a better alley hit. And we can't do a damage evaluation quite yet as we wait for the pickups to happen. Alright, pickups are concluded. And we are going to have 33.7% bonus remaining onto Fear Factory. Very strong start coming out from Hokori's tank. Boomer will grab onto one. It's going to be a tri-cap with that Boomer. And now it's just a waiting game as we have Null returned. What's going on, Null? You back with us?
Hey, I wouldn't get too excited yet, but hopefully we'll be all right here. We got the boom, we got a jockey alive, Hunter from behind, Charge dropping in as well. Charge not getting cleared, he actually lands at the wall. Nice angling there. Boom, still not getting cleared, gonna eventually get popped, but a triple boom as well as, you know, having to manage the car alarm. No pills, Hikaru, I think they should be okay. I mean, look at how quick Ellis is moving. I'm not sure, MK.
Yeah, they're good. They made it in. No more hits will come out. It was a pretty wild commit here and all. The tank originally got an in-cap. He committed with 1900 HP. It's like, you know how Hokori does with their tanks. Pull him out real quick. Recommit. Got a second in-cap. And the jockey just missed the double cap with the charger to lead for a wipe. Chris saving the day for a clear. And then Hikaru clears him. And they managed to clean it up, but barely. 488. Rough start for Fear Factory, looking to put some pressure onto Hokori. Let's see how their infected can come in. And one thing to note, Nall, is that Hokori has their core 4, and Fear Factory kind of going through a change here. Not sure if this is going to be their future, because they're going to be Fear Coronis in the next cup coming up in the Blood Cup, or Bloodfest Cup, hosted by Pepinas. But let's get some action here. 2-2 starting up here, Nall. Take us away as we missed out on doing anything on map 1. We missed you quite a bit.
Okay, Smoke into the hunt. Actually, no good. Single boom, double boom. Smoke trying to pull Rochelle into the spit, but can't do it. 100% here for Hokori on that first take. Beautifully done. You know, even the pings aren't crazy, but we do have 2 players on red bar ping, so ping situation isn't amazing either for both teams. It is going to end up being 0.5%, but that's all the damage that Fear Factory is going to get. I would say before their tank comes in, but this is going to be an 83% tank, which means they might be able to squeeze another one in. It comes down to what they want to do. They might try to keep Hokori here and try to cut him off with the tank. It's going to be a Jockey, Hunter, Charger, Spit, and we actually see Hokori is the side who's backing it up and just chilling out.
Yeah, they want to make sure they have those melees. I believe 2 of them now have melees. Actually, 3 of them are going to have it now as soon as they go into the bar and check in that room back there. So they're going to have 3 melees, so they're fully ready for this tank commit. And it seems like they'd rather have the melees and the double pistols, at least for a close quarter tank commit. Real easy for the tank to get his own commit. And note here and all, when the tank spawned, they got a triple boom, and Fear Factory was unable to retreat back to the beginning area. Had to take it up front. And not only did they take it up front, but Hokori was able to delay the pickups to get their alley hit as well. So we'll see what happens when Hokori takes it.
Waiting patiently, 4% until the tank comes in. Jockey's ready to hop. He is going to with the spit. I mean, spit block, I guess. They should be able to, yeah, hop along the trash bags. Grizz is certainly taking his time. But with the hit dead, except for this Chris charge. Gonna drop in on him and find one. No smackdown on that. And goes to AK North. Okay, he's throwing me off. I thought he was gonna commit and he didn't, and then I thought he was just gonna let it go and he goes in for a sec, but no. He's still chilling here with 6,000 HP, starting to climb up around the back, but he is gonna let Hokori through. We do have a boomer though, which could potentially it's gonna catch him off guard. It's a double boom.
I don't know if
and so now
you think he's close enough now? You think?
The issue is Hokori's baiting him pretty hard. Smoker's going to be good, though. It's still a pretty hard bait, though. The comments are all cleared up. He's going to get that smack onto Grizz. Following it up, Smoker Jockey is still alive with the Smoker, but it's 19 HP, and now he's in no man's land. Very well executed by Hokori. One more smack going to come out, and the tank is dead. They are getting actually some SI damage there, Smoker into the Jockey, but obviously coming in a bit late. And the potential is here for Yaf to go up about 300 points with a nice tank fight.
Yeah, Corey took it pretty well. Unfortunately for Noro, he let some missed punches come out, and that's going to leave some damage that they probably wanted. And look at the jets coming out from Hokori, blitzing through the alley choke point, moving so well and organized, and they only get one more hit with this 2-2, and they're going to go quickly. They'll get the pound spit. No, they won't get the spit. The spit fails, doesn't get through. And this is going to be not much, and Hokori's going to have a pretty good lead coming up after one here. No, they're going to have about 772, depending if any more damage comes out against the 488. Strong start for Hokori in this tournament match.
This probably isn't anything too much, but it's definitely an advantage for Hokori. It's something that Fear Factory has to not let get in their head either. That's something that I was trying to talk about before the match started. Was Fear Factory's match against Question Mark that ended with them in the loser bracket, and Question Mark locking in the grand finale ticket with that winner bracket win. They were up by so much on Hard Rain Downpour. They're up by 400-500 points, and they were playing incredibly strong. But a really unfortunate finale put them in a loss. And then, Parish Overgrowth, they had a really unfortunate moment with the car as well. And I just think that this Fear Factory team, there's going to be a lot of doubters. But in my mind, this team can make anything happen. They can even win the NA reboot. They showed it against Question Mark. They definitely had the potential to win that match.
Indeed. The question is, can they dig back there? We'll have to see if they can do
Right.
so. I mean, they do have plenty of chapters to come back in this campaign, 3 more. They also going to have 2 more campaigns to play. And another thing to note, we did miss the roster rundown, so we'll quick take Hokori, Grizz, Shockwave, Zyko, and Yaf. Take the other side for us now.
And for Fear Factory, Gosu, a.k.a. Noro, Hikaru, Rising, and Chris. It is going to be a 1-3 here with a Boom, Charger, Smoker, Hunter. I mean, this is just such a classic trademark of Left 4 Dead 2. This hit right here, as you walk out of Parish Safe Room Chapter 2, that hit, that just severe angles right up above you, around corners. You got the police car that they can potentially play around, but Fear Factory is going to opt for kind of an odd formation here. Smoker actually on top and off to the side. He's going to spawn in. He's going to find Nick. Hunter going inside, going to find Ellis, but there will be very quick clears there. 1 Boom on Zero, and that's going to be it.
Yeah, a little damage coming up there. Almost on everybody. Zyko got out unscathed, and Yak only got hit once. Still being 5 punches for this tank. And with this tank being at 44% of the way null, we're looking at an alley choke point tank. I don't think it's going to be very threatening to the survivors. Not only that, but this next hit, I think they got good spawns. No, they don't. It's actually a 2-2 without a pull for this Charger or a Hunter. I mean, it's still a better 2-2 to have them, though, but it's really difficult to find this to land, in my opinion. And they're just going to send the Boomer in right away, sack him out, and see if they can get a good hit with maybe the run back on the tank. I'm not quite sure how far they got to go here now. We'll have to see in a bit.
Right. I mean, Fear Factory's got to be expecting Hokori to be able to punish this. It's just a 1 Boom, and they should be able to run back through it. But the extra wrinkle is the tank. And they're actually just going to drop in without the 4th player. It's still going to be massive damage. Both cappers landing with the spit as well. Amazing, amazing hit. We've still got a Hunter for Rising as well. Hokori going to take the time to clear out the commons as Chris comes in. This is classic Parish, so there's not going to be that catch-off area like there is in Parish Overgrowth. 1 smack for the Hunter, and it should be a pretty straightforward setup for Hokori here. Pretty safe tank for the survivors.
Yeah, and this tank spawns in La La Land, so it's gonna take him forever to get here. He's just gonna have to commit right away. Oh, he didn't even go take the top route. He took the bottom route, which is going to allow the survivors to chip him up a little bit. Oh no, they're going to back up. They don't have any effort to do any chip, and that dumpster, I don't think that's even viable, but I would try at least one punch for Chris. And he gives another shot.
Oh?
Ooh, it still has a chance, but unfortunately his support went. So he has to wait here regardless, so he might as well try. And it's not looking good. No, he's about to go AI. I don't know if he really has time to do this. He's going to have to commit and get melted on his commit. It's going to be rough, though.
This is interesting. Boom and charge sent. So he's going to pay for it in his blood. 1200 HP as he tries to cut off Hokori. Smoke ball. Very quick clear. Hunter skeeted. Double smack. Jockey just kind of hopping around. Would love to see him try to take that 1v1 versus Ro. But ultimately, he does just hop away. Chris hopping around himself. 1600 HP left. And besides that double smack, not finding a whole lot here. Hokori is going to defuse the situation. They're very well acquainted with this sort of decommit. So they know, just back up. He doesn't have the HP. You know, if we give him, you know, plenty of room, he is not going to be able to find a smack here. There is a Boomer Hunter Charger. Boom. He goes for the rock. Not going to find it onto Grizz. I mean, to get up here, yeah, he gets that smack. I'm not sure if it was God framed or not, but I mean, it looked good to me. But still, you know, 75, you know, just shy of 75% of the bonus left for Hokori. And I'm going to say that's a pretty good tank fight for them.
I mean, even though the SI was melted away during the commit, he actually got some good value with the damage, to be honest. No, he got it all by himself, I would say. And the last hit, I do believe counted. I thought I saw his health go down Shockwave when getting hit. Could be wrong, but Boomer will go in for a sack. They probably want to hit at the other side, and they're just going to hold here. I didn't see what their last spawn's going to be, a Charger or a Hunter. But Fear Factory need to get some damage with this choke point because the tank only did about 20% damage. Not even.
And Hokori, you know, they're going to be able to push this situation. You've got to have some kind of way to clog them up. Jockey's going to be that clogger and do what he can, but they do eventually make it into the safe area. Jockey M2'd away. Hunter's skeeted. Now it's just a smoke. Not going to find anything. And that is Fear Factory able to continue on. Look at the pace for Rochelle. She's already made it all the way through here. This could be a blessing or a curse. You know, I don't think she's going to be able to press a button, and if she were to go at it solo, then it wouldn't be good. But I don't really think that's the issue here. The issue is that they just have completely trailblazed the path for them forward, and they do get to press it, MK. This is insane out of Hokori, but the charge will land. Hunter, look at Ro dropping down to try to get the clear. Kind of awkward there.
Yeah, a little bit. I like just, it was a great eye by the one infected to catch that, but unfortunately his support was not there to assist that charge. They all would have went at the same time and landed, and all the damage would have been phenomenal. I mean, it was still great. Look at down to 62.3%.
Yeah.
So it's great damage, but I like to see Fear Factory synchronizes a little bit more. They're going to go with the Poo 2 here. Jockey is dead. Smoker, they're going to go for a quad or just kill this Boomer and spit hit in the alley. And it looks like spit hit in the alley, and Noro does not spit block. And this is a big mistake. They're just going to blitz this. He should have spit blocked that and got on the top now.
This is the third boom sack that we've seen out of Fear Factory. And yeah, it can work in certain scenarios, but here it's just giving them full run of the mill here. Hunter going to go ahead and spawn in. Obviously, charge on the head. Oh, those still managed to find a short and sweet double cap for a little bit of damage, but nothing major. 58.2% as they get knocked down 0.2 as they walk it in. 19-12. Over 2 chapters. That chapter alone going to be worth 1140 for Hokori.
The big 2-chapter score, in my opinion, for Parrish now with 300 distance only on chapter 1. That's very impressive. And I think Hokori now, I mean not Hokori, Fear Factory, if they want to break in that delta, have to put up 60% bonus minimum, if I see right. Yeah, minimum. And that's only to make up about 80 points.
Right. This is obviously not going great for Fear Factory, but we can't weigh into it too much because this is You know, besides the event, it's a pretty open chapter, and also this tank is especially open. One of the most open tanks that you can get, just like wide out there in the open. You know, Fear Factory's tank didn't even get to bring in a hittable, but even if you do, that gazebo is so damn annoying to try to work with. So, you know, there's definitely options for Fear Factory. There's definitely a world where they get a no-hitter tank here, where they make the event work, and otherwise just shut down the hits, but it's going to be difficult for them. They're going to start here with a much more standard hit, I would say, out of Hokori with the smoker on the cop car. This boom is interesting. I'm not going to go for high ground. Just going to kind of catch him off because we have the charge and the Hunter from the high ground. Hunter goes in, catches. As the get up comes out, we see the charge go in for a smack. Smoker boom do die off last, don't get any damage, but the sack order is wonderful, and they also get more damage than Fear Factory got.
Yep.
Reloading.
And they waste no time either pushing out forward. The hit was kind of a little, kind of one at a time, but still tallied up. 98, 98, 97, 88. 3 survivors, still remaining 5 punches, but this infected will try to negate that as a possibility for the tank spawn with this next special infected hit. Like you said, and all the sack order was great, and look at that, Jockey Charger, Hunter Spitter. And so far we're seeing a pattern. The difference between the infected would seem now is that Hokori is having good spawns after their hits. And not the greatest so far with Fear Factory as far as what they had at each rotation.
Right, I mean, I can't blame Fear Factory. They went for damage, but that's just the way it shakes out sometimes. I respect it. You know, you go for that arc boom, you're trying to distract the survivor players, and sometimes your boom gets caught first. That's how it plays out, but look at this wonderful alley hit. It will just be a hunt spit, but look at Ro walking into this spit and taking a ton of damage as well. 86.3%. With the tank coming in shortly, Spitter is still alive for Hokori. It is going to be Grizz, second tank of the game for them.
And he does spawn in almost pretty much in map 2. Well, I mean map 3, but the Spitter is going to block for a little bit. This leaves one survivor in the back, but they only have a smoker and a boomer, so nothing's going to come of it. As the tank gets to do a better spot, we're going to hold up in this alley for a bit. Boomer looking for a cheeky spawn. Oh, he ain't going to get anybody now. No, eventually gets hunted down. And they're just going to hold spawns in the back and keep the Uzis up front. And one thing to note here now, look at, they actually have Rising taking a shotgun. The red-pink player is going shotgun.
Ooh, interesting.
Right? A little interesting to take there. We'll see if that's a factor a little bit later.
Of course, Rising is, I think I'm going to have to stop here. Yeah, Grizz is taking it in.
Oh, the aggression here from... It's going to get him cornered. Oh, that tongue miss is so big to clear. That'll be his corner, though. Yeah, he'll get his corner. Ooh. The smoker tongue will land. They'll get the clear. No one's shooting the tank right now. And this is going to be a way better tank for Hokori, because here's his first punch. And he decommit with 1,500 HP plus.
Right.
And look at, this is going to leave Fear Factory in a scenario where it's really hard not to, and they're not going to push it. They're going to back off. And now they get another chance now.
Right, they try to hunt down the jockey. They actually managed to get him, which is pretty big for Fear Factory. He's just going to go for the recommit, try to catch him off, but they're getting free shots. In the meantime, Charge comes out, and he's going to get a double. And he's going to go for an E-Rock, okay, and he gets the smack after the E-Rock connects, and another smack. Oh, God, MK.
Wow, what a tank.
Oh, no.
You got
it was looking so good.
You know what? No, I don't disagree with the greedy chip. I'm fine with it, but when you're gonna do greedy chip, you can't decommit your survivors the way that the infected are gonna expect. I think they had to go the other way towards where the dumpster was and back around the long way, and it would have been a much better play. But great job by Hokori taking advantage of what Fear Factory gave them, knocking them down to 447 bonus with still the event to go. It's looking rough. See if they can bounce back with a strong event take.
I love the way Fear Factory picked that jockey and then played for aggression, but I mean, we rarely see that tank able to do much at all with 1,200 HP left. In comes another one, possibly. The charge spawns in down below to give him that audio cue, and then spawns and climbs up. Charge finding it. Hunter on the back. Oh, it's another disaster. Single boom, but the Hunt spit is going to be good with that spit as well. Catching Oro, bringing him down to 332 bonus for the chapter. They're still in the midst of the event. And we do have Rochelle once again running forward, going to be Hikaru this time. This is good for CI spawns as well. As you can see, the whole area is just cleared out. But they are a lot riskier here than Hokori is. And Hikaru actually is going to go ahead and slow it down. In comes the hit, though. Once again, Smoker Hunter, Jockey Charge, Quad lined up, ready to go. They send it in. Smoker Hunter will get picked. Charge laser down. Jockey landing for just a moment, but I mean, look at the bonus.
Yeah, it's probably gonna melt away here, but what a skeet coming out here by Chris with
Oh, yeah.
Uzi, melting away that Hunter, saying, "Nah, you're not gonna quad us. It ain't happening. We're gonna at least make it to the safe room with some of this bonus. Most of it's damage bonus at this point, but it looks like Chris is gonna go down and eventually at some point, regardless. And that'll be another 5%. Hunter, oh, he gets stuck on the top and blasted out of the sky. Free spit not gonna work, and they're just gonna sack the boomer here, and they probably are gonna be able to start pushing, and they're gonna, and I think they're gonna try to get Coach down here. The Charger misses the spawn. Looks like he wanted to go for it. Now he's gonna call it 1 HP.
You gotta hand it to Fear Factory. He's still managing to scrape together something, but the issue is 221 bonus is almost all DB. They're so low. Chris is on 1 HP. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and get scratched. I was going to say this whole hit is on a knife's edge here. And that one scratch that turns into a 3v4. Hunter going in. Smoker is good. Charger going to land. Down. Actually, Gosu is still alive here. Insane clear time on that charge to be able to still be alive here and not get triple cap in that moment. But obviously this is going to be the end of the road as far as Fear Factory's bonus. They are just going to be fighting to get about 70 more distance locked in.
Yeah, that in cap really hurt them. I think they had to protect Coach in the middle there and all to avoid the in cap from going out. The boomer gets popped. The jockey is going to delay. Noro is not going to get there in time. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, he's still going to be only one survivor up. The Charger going to get melted, and they will not stop this pickup. Spitter will not be able to do anything. The in-cap survivors will pick it. And it looks like full distance still in the books and all, but as far as bonus, unless Noro stays protected, I don't think they're going to get anything.
Yeah, this is going to be tough here. I mean, even just these pickups, like Rising is 1 HP right now. He's holding the pickup, but this gets interrupted at all the clear on the Smoker. I can't believe they managed to pick up Rising there. He's going to be able to shut down the boom. Expertly diffused situation there by him. And now we've got the team hopping forward very slowly. And we're going to have some good spawns coming in. We know it's not going to be a boom. That much is for sure. So it should be some great spawns here. Jockey Charger Spitter, 2 seconds on Grizz.
I'm really hurt.
Will they have time to set this up? The spawn blocking was great. The Charger's going to land. Nick is going to be protected. Right, they'll lose a survivor, but they'll get full distance and bonus.
Yeah.
Just not a lot, though. They'll miss the multiplier by only 3 now instead of 4. So instead of 48, they'll get 32.
They went for, why they didn't go for Gosu.
I mean, they killed someone, but they still got a bonus. It would have been worth more to get rid of the bonus, actually, than kill that survivor.
Yeah.
It's rare to say that, but yeah.
Yeah, they still got the full 500 distance, so yeah. But I mean, obviously a small detail, but any amount of points can matter. I would expect to see a little bit more attention be given to Nick in that situation, but not a big deal as we head to Cemetery. It's still going to be Hokori up by about 1,000 points. No, more like a little under 900.
My phone is freaking out. I apologize if everybody hears that. All right, we are. Ooh. halfway this time now. You see this?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna see a 47%. Okay, this is after the drop out of the window of the second house. This is definitely because I remember that 43, 44 is right around the drop.
Right.
So they got to be in that area. So the question is, where do they want to take this as far as Hokori? Are they going to take it forward? Are they going to run back to the trailer, or run it all the way back to the safe room area? Well, not the safe room area, but a little bit out in the open. It's anything Hokori wants to do with a pretty good lead, and they have the chance to go risky calls. And I feel they might just go all the way back for safety.
This freeway's got to hook up with the bridge.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure. Like that, hit comes in, smoker full. It's the charge. Smoke into charge. Gonna take him the long way. They do get the clear pretty quick on that. Well diffused hit, 99.3% is going to be the total bonus as Hokori continues on. And honestly, MK, I feel like there's not a huge difference between these two areas. They're both very survivor favored. In fact, I mean, keeping it forward is possibly, arguably, the most survivor favored option. That would also take them the furthest forward on the chapter as well. So not sure. There's going to be a nasty 3-1 hit here as they try to transition forward. Charger, no. Skeet on the Hunter. Charger eventually drops in. Just going to be stumbling a couple. No spit damage. 3% taken after 2 hits. Wow.
Yeah, that was beautiful shutdown from Hokori. Skeet comes out. Charger and Jockey unable to sync up at the same time, leaving the spitter kind of twiddling her thumbs. Not able to do very much damage. And look at this. Hokori slows down a little bit, though. And this is going to give Fear Factory another chance for damage. They don't have a spitter, which means it's not going to be the most output of damage opportunity. But the question is, where do they try to go here? Because the tank's going to come out, and I don't think there's any reason to hold. I just think maybe you hit on the train. No, they're going to send the smoker in now, and I think it's because it's the tank. No, it's not. All right. I don't know what that was, but...
I really like this decision by Hokori to just slow it down, go shopping. Like, if you want to hit this, see, they're just going for scratch. Like, I mean, there's no spit, there's no charge, right? So that hit inside was just not really. Even if they like actually concocted that a little bit more better, like the SIs possibly could have, I still don't foresee that resulting in a ton of damage. It is just going to be. It is what it is. 5% over 3 hits. Tank coming in the hands of Hikaru and Fear Factory. Definitely lacking for damage. Look at how aggressive Coach is going into the charge spit. And he just shuts it down and keeps moving, no issue.
And no play by the tank? Oh my gosh, no. Take it away, this is you.
I can't believe that they are doing this. They are, this might be a bait, right? Because now the tank is in there. There's no SIs to help. But it doesn't feel like a bait. It feels like Yap just got caught. I mean, that was so greedy. So incredibly greedy. He outplayed the Charger. There's still nothing he could do, though. 2,600 HP left on Hikaru, rather. I mean, HP is going down quite quickly as he continues to grind out Yap by just smacking him. Hunter gonna land. Boom! He's just hanging out up here. He walks in. He's not been popped yet. He's going to stumble the tank and 2 others. What is going on? Yap is going to die from that tank. I can't believe my eyes. Hokori, I think, you know, I was worried that the crowd was going to underestimate Fear Factory, but I think it was ultimately Hokori who just massively, massively underestimated Fear Factory.
You know, and it's exact. I didn't really point out the detail. This is what I was talking about, the call to go back, because they didn't have ammo. They put themselves in a situation where the tank was up, not retreating to safety. Survivor gets called out. The tank did a phenomenal job on capitalizing, and the SI delayed enough for a kill and for Zyko to lose all of his HP. The Survivor still a very respectable bonus. Fear Factor need to clean this up. Tricap with spit coming. And I think they wait to the other side, in my opinion.
Yeah. It's so funny that it ends up being an ammo issue, because part of the reason why they slowed down is they were shopping. This is a crazy decision to send it in here. Of all places, they're going to be able to shut down the hit. Smoker is cleared instantly. Grizz is going to be able to walk it through the spit. And, I mean, Hokori is unperturbed. They're going to be able to climb it on up and deal with this car minefield here with ease, most likely.
Yeah, I see what they were trying to do, but the smoker didn't get him around the corner. It didn't work out. Good try by Fear Factory, but Hokori's going to still stay with a fat, girthy bonus of 420 with 3 survivors, which is extremely impressive. No quad sack can be done here or the next hit. It's going to be difficult for them to do so. And now it's just going to be taking this choke point. And it's just a matter of time before they get to choose to take it. They want to make sure all the commons are gone. They navigated through the alarm field successfully. They're going to send Ellis up first. And here they go. The charger comes in. The charger lands. The jockey finds his target. And it's going to be a wipe coming out. It's a rolling tri-cap wipe now. And that is what Fear Factory needed. And let's do some damage run while we wait for the loading screen to come back over. 600 distance to give them 16, 18. All they're going to need is 600 and some bonus. And they could be right back in this now. And it's very easy to get on this chapter, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. I mean, 1,300 points on Cemetery. We see that all the time. This is definitely doable for Fear Factory. Another important point is how many times have we seen Hokori go down a member and still make it to the safe room with bonus? It's happened quite often. They had 3 sets of pills after the car alarm minefield. It was looking very good for Hokori. Fear Factory did an amazing job to shut that down, but that's only half the battle here. They're dealing with a charger, a jockey, a smoker, and a boomer. Shouldn't be too bad of a hit for Fear Factory if they can deal with the incappers. One boom, they walk it back in, and they actually kind of bait out the SIs, shooting them a couple times, not clearing them though, and Hokori's going to get another shot at this, I guess.
Yeah, they're got another shot, but they're not going to have a boomer if they don't come out. Oh, they're going to give the boomer another boom? Okay. They need to go like now. Okay, they get the kill. There's a smoker pull. Charger misses. Jockey lands. And Fear Factory will take the opening hit, I believe, a little bit better now, if I do remember correctly. I don't remember, actually. I didn't pay attention to the first one. But
it was fine. It was fine. Like 98.7%. That's still a great amount of bonus to be sitting on. It got scary there for a moment still, but it is what it is. The question is, are they going to get through here? They're trying to make it happen. Triple boom. No, it's just going to be the double. Hunter gets cleared damn quick. Jockey trying to get in. Stranded. Absolutely stranded. No way that is getting in. And Fear Factory is going to be making absolutely amazing base through Chapter 3. I remember I said this tank should, in theory, be very survivor favored. There's tons of bonus just open to be claimed here for Fear Factory. This is their bounce back. And remember, Hokori gave this to them, in my opinion. Like, as we see Gosu going to grab pills inside the camper. Oh! Charge is going to find Roe, but that's just going to be, wall collision, and that's it. And in turn, all of Fear Factory gets ammo. They all get set up, and they are ready to go for this tank.
yeah, getting the ammo was the smart thing. I guess this means they're going to stay forward. We're not going to watch the retreat. Looks like it's going to be running forward. Yep, they drop down. Let's see what happens with the tanks up. Boomer has a chance to hit before tank spawn or while tank spawn. Boomer is not going to be the tank, though. Yaphead is going to be Yapway, whatever you like to call it. Oh, what is Ski coming out there? Charger Rocketson gets stumbled by the Boomer pop in mid-air. And here is the third tank of this tournament match into the hands of Yaft for Hokori. And no, this is a huge tank coming up in here, but I believe we're going to wait a little bit until spawns are ready for them to send it in. Everybody looking good on ammo, though, at the current moment.
In your typical, pug match, this is going to be just like a rock tank, just keeping vision, tossing rocks. And we do see Yap keeping vision, 90% first pass. He's just sitting there. He has not taken a single point of damage despite the survivor's best efforts. But he's not going to be tossing rocks. And he does start losing frustration. Smoker, Jockey, Hunter, it looks like this is going to be a full commit here from Yap. Ooh.
Interesting. I don't think I've ever seen a commit path from a tank before. It worked pretty well so far. He's down to about 4,500. Hunter comes in, lands a DP. That's going to be his commit. He gets a punch follow-up onto Chris. There's another punch onto Chris. Jockey jumps in, gets M2'd. He doesn't take the in-cap. Jockey takes his corner. The rock comes out, misses. Then he takes another punch onto Rochelle, and it'll be no in-caps. And they're going to be able to protect the damage bonus. They should definitely pop their pills here and all. Don't take the down. Chris needs to pop, and they need to be going here. And I'm a little puzzled on the delay from Chris. I don't know about that now. I think it should be going right here.
Time. Yeah. I guess their philosophy is like if they hit here and we deal with it, then we immediately get through and up and over and are in the car mine. That's what I'm assuming is the thought process for Fear Factory, but Hokori's just going to say, okay, that's fine. Remember, Hikaru is 44 HP right now, so the slower that they take this just gives more time for Hikaru to be going slow. Even though he popped a set of pills, he's going to have to pop another set. This is the Drain Gang situation here for Hokori, and it's working quite well. Hikaru does pop that second set of pills. Chris going to be doing the same, and there's going to be one set of pills left. Boomer, Charger, Spitter, and a Hunter, and it continues. MK.
He didn't even get a shot on the Boomer, which this is going to be a waiting game for quite a bit. Hikaru ate more pills too now. What?
Yeah.
Interesting. Chris is not. Chris looks like he's going to accept an in-cap here. Nice Boomer kill. The Charger takes the guy in between. They'll get the spit. Noro goes through. The Hunter tries to go down to grab the Survivor below. Can't do it. And Chris for sure eats his pills here. Yes, he does. And now they'll be able to blitz through this with ease. And they're going to make it to the top, I would think. I don't know now. They're a little separate. No, I think they're good now. I don't think there's going to be any chance for damage below.
Now, what do you think about shooting the car alarm? Oh, Smoker comes out. And normally we do see teams go ahead and like trigger a car alarm at this moment. It makes it so that there aren't any comments on the other side. Look, in the meantime, look at all this damage being levied out on Ghost as he drops back down for like a third time. Charger does go ahead and die off. But, I mean, look, they're not going to reach the 600 distance, or I'm sorry, 600 bonus milestone that we led for them. But they're still quite close.
Yeah, they definitely are, and there's a chance for another set of pills too, so technically they could, but I don't see that happening with Chris being slow. Probably going to eat these pills to be fast. No matter what, they're going to have to take more hits if they don't eat it. So let's see if they try to take their chances. They're going to come with a hit. What is Ski coming out? Jockey and Smoker fine. Noro walks through the spit, unfortunately, and now they have two survivors crawling. No choice but to hold on to the pills now. 582, one more hit left, and I think they'll be down by about, what, 60 if they hold on to this going into Chapter 4.
Yeah, I mean, Fear Factory is right back into it. They just need to stay locked in for one more hit, and as we see, the Boom is going to be the first SI back in the order. We're not going to be too worried about this. If you're a Fear Factory fan, Boom, Hunter, Charger, and a Jockey, I mean, don't get me wrong, still massive raw SI damage potential, even without a spit. But as long as Fear Factory can lock in here, they've definitely got the individual star power to skeet the Hunters, to vaporize a Charger, etc. 1v1 with goes to Charging comes in. The Hunter ripping away the entire time. Going to be decent damage there onto Rising, but 524 as they walk it in for 1,124 points in total. They're not quite going to be as close as we might have thought, but still keeping it within 140 points. That is light years away from the 900-ish pit of hell that they were in as we started the chapter.
All right, let's get this bind ready for them so they can just call the vote without leaving. There we go. I got it ready to go. So this way when we get in the next side, we'll have that immediately voted. I don't believe we'll have much of a delay either. Might even go into it almost immediately. I don't know if they need any time. But perfect time for both of these teams to face each other at about 2:30 Eastern time. Due to the time zone difference, is pretty good for both sides. I believe it's around 9-10 p.m. in around Europe time, wherever the teams may be, / Russia. So there's not a big difference. I think both teams should be fully alert, and we're going live already. Look at this, though. A 78% tank spawn now. And I don't think that hurts Fear Factory's cause at all, either.
If this is the tank I'm thinking, actually, is this the tank inside the small room after the event? I think that's probably what it is. It's a pretty devastating tank But the thing is, the survivor play has been so strong that they might be able to survive it. This could be a bonus game. We'll have to wait and see. Might just be distance as they shut down the hit. You know, I'm talking about the stuff while the hit's coming out, because in the meantime, Hokori is just completely lasering it down, 99.2%. As Fear Factory has gonna have to think about what to do next.
Yeah, and what it needs to be next is more damage. That's what it needs to be done, and it needs to happen now. It's going to be a quad try. They're not in a good spot where they're going to send the SI. I don't think this is going to be optimal, but they're going to go. Nothing's really going to land except the Smoker and the Hunter. I didn't like the try. The Charger will get out with his life. But nobody came from the inside. I would like the Charger to stay down there, though, now, as he goes for a despawn. We'll still have a good alley hit coming up here, but not a fan of that one. 2-hit average. Less than 2% per hit. Corey looking strong so far in map 4.
This match has been a game of hitting them really hard at specific points. I mean, we've seen these Survivor teams, like we just saw it on Chapter 3. Majority of the hits were just getting shut down with 1 to 2% damage put in. It just came down to obviously tank fight and also these really important choke points. Fortunately, this is one of those really important choke points right in front of us as they walk into this very scary alleyway for more reasons than just the atmosphere. There is, of course, the Charger looming over their heads, charge spit scenario, multi-spit. Jockey goes in first, right to the door. But he charges so far, he charges him right out of the spit, but the spit is going to be blocking, allowing the Jockey to carry Shockwave all the way to the side room. He's that guy who always wins his 1v1s. We constantly talk about Shockwave, just max HP, but the Jockey gets in, wins the 1v1, and they do manage to get some damage from it.
Yeah, that was big. They definitely needed that. That brings their average up from less than 2% to about 4%. That was huge. Oh, let's see if they get a hit here. The Hunter got M2'd. Charger's going to be really late. Probably get melted here. Yeah, the Charger walked in too far away. Not only do they miss that, let's say the Smoker gets a ding. Reset, still not cleared. Okay, they get some good damage follow-up. Boomer slaps coming out onto Ellis and Rochelle, too, during that. The only thing is, actually, even though nothing really landed and all, they got some good damage out of that. That's almost 5%.
Exactly. I feel like the chaos factor is underestimated by teams a lot. They only want to hit when they have 4 players in position ready to go on the outside side. But we see, like, sometimes, you know, you just catch them off guard with this or that as some specific points on the map, and it actually works out pretty damn well. Smoker getting in a number of charges, I think, or smacks, or, you know, whatever you would call dings. Hunter comes in. In the meantime, there's another hit's ready to go, landing a double cap up above on the balcony. Spit misses, though. Still some decent damage, another 3% or so, bringing them down to 80.5% as we do approach closer to the tank.
Yeah, no, I really, that was unfortunately for Fear Factory, a little unorganized with their SI coordination there. With the 2-cap going, and the Charger was not even spawned yet to do anything. And then the Spitter spawned with the Charger and died as the Charger spawned. And now look what they have. They have retro support with a Spit. Hunter backs off, and it looks like they're just going to try to delay this for one last good hit before the transition inside the house coming up here. I'm not sure what this building would be called, but Corey slowing down.
This was smart. This was smart by Fear Factory. But whoa, Rising walks in with the Smoker. He is a tank, but still, I'm just surprised because I thought we had the hit ready to go right here, but he's just gonna go ahead and try to get scratched. And now, okay, they're gonna go ahead and go in now. Hunter catching, but not in the spit. Death Spit will bail him out a little bit. They actually do find some damage to the tail end.
Yeah, they get exactly a quarter of the bonus gone. I don't know how great that's going to be a value at the other side, but that's a quarter bonus down. But more importantly, oh, the Charger goes in, gets a punch. Survivor, Yap is now slow, is going to have to eat pills. I don't know if they have an extra set in here, but this is the 4th tank of this. Yes, they do have an extra set, so they're going to be eating pills when this tank comes in for sure. But Rising will have the final tank of the first game for his team, tank number 4. Boomer, Jockey, Smoker, and they look like they want to chip him up and not even let him get across. Look at the aggression. They are out in the street. The Boomer hit. Oh, there's the tank there. I think the tank might have had something there. And the tank just realized he has to go to the bottom floor. And looks like he just wants to get over without taking damage. And that's exactly what he's going to do as he brings the toy into play.
Look at Hokori though. They chip him for 200. They're all standing outside. Usually we see teams more scared of the potential hittables and standing inside, but a team as elevated as Hokori, they recognize, we're not in direct danger. As long as we play our cards right. More chip. I mean, look at this chip. Look at Ellis though. Ellis gets hunted. And the Jock as well. And they're gonna go for the E-Rock into the corner. Down goes Grizz. But the SI support's done except for this lonely Charger. You gotta be scared of the dumpster. He finds another free corner. Rising. He gets out of the corner. 1k HP left. Shockwave isn't gonna go down. Oh my god, only one player going down. They did a good job of striking out the bonus. Shockwave, getting hit a bit, but I feel like Fear Factory needed more than this. I feel like it's really tough for them to match this. As the pickup comes out, 566 bonus left. The pills, got an extra set of pills, and yeah, tough situation for Fear Factory.
Yeah, he managed not to miss any punches. He did a good job on getting as much value as he could. 40% damage from the tank plus. But like you said, the question is that going to be enough? 531 bonus on here is still huge coming out, in my opinion. So
Yeah.
this is going to be the last chance for damage, I would say, because the last hit in the safe room is pretty much a joke. Not even worth it, in my opinion. But sometimes you might get a hunter scratch.
Don't
in
even
there.
send it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Just don't even try.
that.
That's how it feels sometimes. But 531. Let's see what value they can get for this. Alley choke point coming up. They're going to take a shotgun to lead. They're going to have a shotgun second, so that the vulnerability is in the rear right now. But it doesn't look like that's where the SI is going to go. Here comes the spawn. The pull comes out. The hunter goes in the back. It takes the same target. Spinner gets picked. I'm not quite sure what was going on there. And they're going to get just 40 damage. They've got a survivor crawling, which... Ooh, actually, it took damage from that garbage can. That's funny, but they'll get one more opportunity, but I doubt they even get 1 point. And Hokori's going to walk in with 489 bonus, which means they're going to need 600 plus to get a comeback. 639, exactly.
Oh!
Wow, he got that.
The spit. Oh, but the Hunt! Oh, Hunt not going to be able to find it. Spit, as a result, not going to be able to find it either. 445 bonus as Hokori walks it in. And remember, Fear Factory is only down about 140. So they are going to need about 600, I think, here, bonus-wise. Which is quite a bit. Hokori did let some free damage through. I think about that hit as they transition towards the event. Outside on the third story, dropping down. They took a lot of damage through there. There were just some surprise areas that they... And also, Ellis getting caught out there with the tank engage itself was a big moment. Double cap to start it off, but I don't know, MK. It's going to be tough for Fear Factory.
It will be. It is possible. The threshold is there. They knocked it down to 585 bonus, I think is the magic number that they need to... Maybe I might be off by 1 point there, but I'm pretty sure that's the number that they need, because it'll be... Let's see. Let's do the quick math here. 2842 is the distance.
Right.
So that is 6... Wait, no. Is it? No, 585. Like 585, right around there.
584.
I was off by one. Almost got it. I almost got it.
585 to win. So you did get right as far as to win. To tie is going to be 584. Hunter, Jockey, Boom Spit 2-2, ready to go. Tank going to be in the hands of Zyko. I'm sure Corey would have liked him to have the tank with a little bit more skill expression, but still, it is definitely going to be the closer tank here for Zyko. We'll see what he can do in a bit, because that tank is at 78%. Look at Corey letting Fear Factory walk so far through here. What is the plan here? Surely it's going to be a back hit. But I don't know. I mean, it's still like they're kind of positioning forward. We got this weird hunter spawn. Look at that. What? Not going to work, but bonus points for creativity, as always, for Hokori, as we go to the next one.
Good attempt. Not executed in the right time, though. They've tried to pick on the Uzi players. They had the shotguns on the inside. I believe that Fear Factory didn't do the best in positioning, but they did the great job on negating the damage. And look at this, the first attack down, and they are already inside. that they're not going to get a second hit into the alley. So Fear Factory looking very, very strong so far. Look at that, 40% map navigation. We have saw one special infected attack so far, and it doesn't look like we're going to see one until about 50% plus. What?
Yeah, I think that just tells you how highly Hokori values this hit right here. Because they did have the option of going very fast right out the gate and then trying to hit while they were outside before they even got inside. That was an option. But Hokori didn't do that. They thought that they would get more value on the first hit, obviously. But look at this follow-up. They're not going to wait for the alley at all. They're going to go bit into the side room, but Ellis is able to avoid it. Charge does come out. Gets a full smackdown as well. It's certainly another just out of the box ridiculous hit out of Hokori. Campy, even if you can describe a hit as that. And it's going to be 91.6%. They're actually going to be able to find good damage with that one.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive. I'm not going to lie. The damage was good here. They're going to bring stuff from behind. They're rushing this.
Oh.
They do make it down, though. There's a lot of common infected in the mist, though. Hunter, the skeet does come out. The jockey does land. It's cleared up pretty quickly. And Hikaru is going to start this event right away. And I didn't see the death order, though. No, I don't believe there was a spitter in tow, so they're going to have to stay above. I was going to say the spitter died off at the end. Fear Factory should go hide underneath the stairs, but nope, there's a spitter first. And they have to stay out in the open to try to protect themselves. They're taking big damage with this hit, but it's only going to be a 2-2, but they do have a smoker to help this charge.
Yeah, they do. I mean, look at this formation here for Fear Factory. They could easily be smoked off the side, but it's kind of like a preventative hit. They're really well organized against Charger, and they will be able to shut that down very, very easily. That was one of the moments where it was like Fear Factory predicted what Hokori was going to be doing, and they planned for it so efficiently. It's something that I expected Fear Factory to be doing more often, but it is really important that it comes out right now, because as far as I'm concerned, they're meeting the metrics to be able to get enough bonus to win this.
Yeah, I think Ellis reset himself on purpose. Oh, they're pushing quickly here. This is risky. They want to get inside. They don't have a spit yet.
Whoa.
It's a little. Oh, the spit's there. The jockey's going to land. They're going to get really good damage value, but look at this. Neuro is safe.
Fine.
Yeah.
Whoa! The death spit too. I was like, dude, you caught that right on top of yourself. And he's fine. Okay, I'm gonna note that one. I'm gonna try that one in my next seed of bug.
Look at the damage that came out from there, though. They still got great value, down to 82.5. This is still great value, in my opinion. They're going to be ahead a little bit. The Charger's going to come in. He's going to miss his target, but they're not cleaning this up quickly. And they get good value again, down to 80% even. So the advantage for Fear Factory is dwindling a little bit. And I believe it is just in favor by about 5% on this map now. That's only about 80 or 90 points. I don't think that's enough.
This doesn't feel like... I mean, it could be. It could be. Look at Psycho. I have no idea what's going to happen next. Take it away, MK.
He's going in. He's going to try to commit the 3 inside. The Charger and Jockey coming over. The Jockey lands.
Dude.
Oh, this is good. Oh, wait. They get the clear. The Charger misses. The tank is at 2,200 HP. The Hunter lands. They get the clear. Oh, this is going to be huge coming out. I think this might be enough for Hokori. It's 2 in caps. And he's got a double. And that'll be it.
Yeah.
That'll be Hokori taking the first game, wiping them out completely. Good try. But Hokori goes up 1-0.
Yeah, that was really well orchestrated by Hokori. I would say that the first few moments of those two tank fights were pretty similar, right? We had one player who was isolated, and the tank got an early corner on that player and was able to get a down very quickly. The major difference was for Rising on Fear Factory's tank, or is it going to be Hokori walking away, going to the grand finale after 2 campaigns? Dice Scraper Redux begins now.
And here we go, opening attacks. That'll be a Jockey, Charger, Spitter, and Smoker. The Charger going to come out. Oh, that was so close. That was, you saw it too, no, right? That close was possibly being. But they're going to be able to push. This Survivor is spit blocked. And this is not going to allow the push to the bottom. Look how far back
they're
Coach is.
certainly going to try it. Yeah, Coach is really split. they slow down to try to help him out. I guess that was an option, but the one thing that's really important for the survivors to remember is they can do a lot by blocking these spawns. Okay, they are going to slow it down. They're going to wait. They get one boomed, which kind of further complicates the matter, but as you can tell, this hit's not very scary. Out of Hokori, there's a charger, there's a hunter, and there actually it is. It is just a 2-2, but the spitter is there. I thought that was a smoker at first, but no, it is a spitter, which means this hit is still pretty taxing for Fear Factory if they don't play it right.
Yeah, look at this. They're just being patient. They're going to send one guy all the way down, and he does get charged, and they're just going to drop into the spit. One slam goes out, 2 slams go out, 3 slams go out, 4. And Hokori gets devastated. A little miscommunication. I don't think Hokori wanted to drop down there, no. He looked like he wanted to land on the pipe, but he slipped off. And look at the penalty for it. Disastrous. What was that, like 20-some% bonus gone?
And another thing, MK, they called the go-go. I mean, we still got comments, right? Yeah, the tank Grizz is just going to roll it in. Look at all the comments down this hallway as Hokori just spammed go-go. I really don't like it. Hunter is going to be able to catch him. No, he doesn't even care. He's just going to let Ro go down. And now what's the Hunter? Okay, they're just going to chill with this early cap onto Rising. Hokori popping more pills. Chris popped a set of pills as well. Grizz has still got 3,800 HP as he goes for the recommit. Gets the smack. And he's in there, gets a second smack onto Coach, a third, and he's just going to leave him to the Piranhas there as he gets munched up by this smoker. Down goes Ellis, and it's, oh no, now he's going to go down. 1,200 HP tank of Grizz versus Gosu, and look at the comments, still alive. I mean, Fear Factory, what happened here? This is gross underestimation here of the situation, and that is why you got to clear out those little comments. 216 points for Fear Factory. It's gonna be all they get. I don't know, MK. I think they wanted to obviously avoid another hit, but I don't know. That was kind of crazy.
Yeah, I think the rush was a little too much there. You said it right. There was a boom that went off there, and they just pushed into that. They weren't ready. The tank committed. Nobody had their guns on him right away. Easy corner during his commit. And I mean, the number sticks for itself. That is a wipe going out on Die Scraper Redux. Map 1. And this chapter 1 is worth 500 distance. Hokori has a chance to almost put this out of reach from just making this campaign with a good bonus. Let's see what happens. Oh, the what? What? Okay. I think Fear Factory got robbed really, really hard right there. Did you see that? No, the charger just brick wall onto Survivor. That should have been a triple charge up the stairs with the possibility of a bold depth charge, in my opinion, but the AI director said otherwise.
Yeah, there's some weird stuff that happens on this first hit with the charges. We see situations like that quite a lot. The charger is getting robbed on that first hit, but it's just the way it goes. Maybe it needs to adapt to the situation because it just feels like the bull charges just aren't really working over there. Maybe they are in practice and it's just not working when we get to see it on the stream. But regardless, Hunter, Charger, Boom, Spit, 2-2, ready to go. Boom is waiting up above. He walks in and gets 3 of them, but Rose smartly jumps out of the pipeline. She doesn't get like stumbled down there or anything like that. But Rising, 15 seconds left on his Boom until he comes back up as either a jockey or a smoker. And the question is, does Hokori want to let... Yeah, it looks like they're just going to wait and let him back up.
They don't want to push the comments, I think, no. He drops straight down his free charge. Hunter's going to cover.
Dude!
Spit's going to go in. The jockey latches on. They have to wait. This is going to be equal damage. Look at the spitter. This is so many slams. Another slam. And it's going to be a full in cap. And Hokori took more damage than Fear Factory, but they're not going to push it to a tank with comments. That's going to be the only difference.
I'm sorry, but what is up with Zyko like M2ing the spitter 2 or 3 times instead of just like trying to shoot the charger? I don't know. I would have loved to see him clear that. Hey, we are looking overhead. Sometimes, you know, stuff happens. The tank is in. And he's gonna be getting smacked on a boom target. Now all the comments are here as well. For Fear Factory. Smoker pulling. He's gonna go ahead and go down for the jockey in the hallway. And down goes Yaf. Oh my goodness, Grizz getting smacked up, but Ghostu goes down so fast, so incredibly fast. Not quite done yet. The jockey's still alive, but he's got 8 seconds left. And yeah, they're going to be able to pick up and continue on. And definitely not much bonus to speak of, but still, it's going to be probably for the first.
Yeah, I definitely think it's going to be the lead is definitely in their favor. The question is how much, and I think if I'm Fear Factory, you want to just make sure this bonus is gone. Let them walk in with 500 even, down less than 300 going into Chapter 2, and all of these campaign scores from here on out on Skyscraper Redux as far as each chapter are going to be 700 distance, 700 distance, and 800 distance. So points are everywhere to be had. Boomer is going to land, though, and it looks like they're just going to yield and wait for the commons to be cleaned up and hitting the alley choke point right before the safe room now. And yep, that's what the Infected are going to do. They're going to get some damage, though. Bonus going down a bit.
So, Hunter eliminated with ease by Hokori. I don't believe those garbage bags are going to be as forgiving to Coach this time as he was on Paris Chapter 4. And it's still going to be 156 bonus that they walk in with. And this is an advantage 3 times the score of Fear Factory after 1 chapter.
Yes, look at that. That is pretty impressive. For Fear Factory, I would say they needed a big infected round, and they got a pretty decent one in my opinion there and all. The only thing I would have liked to see is, man, I would have loved to see them have a tri-cap instead of that Boomer Forest commit, but that is all just discussion that could be had now. They did what they could do. Amazing hit in the sewer choke point, and then an amazing tank coming out there, leaving them still with tournament life yet, and an opportunity for comeback. They want to see earlier tanks, but a 68% tank spawn is probably not what you want to see. And now this tank is going to be, I believe, taken at the top of the hole. They're probably going to stay on top of the lobby tower. I don't think they'll stay down in the long hallway choke point to shoot him as he comes in.
Right.
Just for the sheer fact that most of the teams know now you can just go climb up in the ceiling and walk your way over there. So it's kind of a old strat. But here we get at it. Opening attack. Could you ask for anything more? No, look at the spawns.
This is going to be a really aggressive hit. We see the spawns are already up. Look at Ro. She knows what's up. Goes for a couple pot shots on the Hunter. Not going to be able to find it. They are loud outside, though. The alarm gets activated, but actually the damage is decent. Not quite 5%, but it's above average for this match so far. And the alarm card is going to be slowing them down. They might be able to get a hit inside even. Maybe a little bit unlikely, but look at Ro. Yeah, they're taking their time.
Oh.
Look at that.
Grizz is trolling so hard, closing the door.
Teammates, bro. My teammates. And look at that. Spit does block. And it tries, maybe even tries to trap Coach in an uncomfortable standing spit situation. Doesn't work. Smoke comes out. Gets nicked for just a moment. One boom. Charge flies at the wall. That was one of those chaos hits that Fear Factory brought out again, like we saw in Chapter 4 of Parish during the event. And it brings them down to 90% even. They're finding 5% per hit, which is honestly not bad. It is even better than it normally would be because these survivor sides are on fire.
Yep, they shoot the Howister just to make sure no shenanigans happens. You know what happens if you stand in front of it. Chris was victim of that once before, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
From a match that we covered, something that we've all learned. But Hunter, Spitter, Jockey, and the Smoker coming up here. Probably not going to get 5% with this one, but Fear Factory can prove us wrong. Let's see where they choose to send this. Here comes the Go-Go. Smoker pulling the back. Oh, they're separated. The Hunter lands. Jockey lands. And no, I stand corrected. They will get another 5% coming out from that. And they took advantage of the survivor that was inside the Ramsey building.
Yeah, I mean, there was literally no reason there. It was Shockwave. He was the lowest HP on their team, and there was a set of pills. But as you can see, he didn't even pop the set of pills, so there was literally zero reason for being there. It took a lot of damage that really should not have come out at that spot. Those hits, usually for Hokori, are getting shut down very quickly. So very well done by Fear Factory, 84.6%. And there is the tank right there. Interesting.
Yeah, they didn't have to start the event, so now we know
Yeah.
that's the number. But I don't think he wants to commit with these spawns. Oh, they're gonna get the charge
Oh
spit!
my.
Another 5% hit, but with only 3 spawns. That's crazy. And they're down to 76.1 and almost lost a quarter bonus before the tank commits. And not only that, now look at Shockwave. He's only 3 punches. Grizz is only 3 punches. And Yaft is going to have to pop pills, but he will be 4 punches when he eats.
Wow. Look at the aggression onto Rising. Pokes his head out just for a moment. And Ellis gets him for 50 damage just like that. Rising does go second pass. He's got this hole in the ground. And Hokori is so ready for him to climb out of this. So much damage. 300 HP gone. 600, 1,000, 1,200 HP gone in an instant. He hasn't even been able to flush them out from the above area, and he's not going to. He's going to play Ring Around Rosie. He's lost 3,600 HP. He's down to when he gets his first smack, misses a follow-up smack. Grizz, he is absolutely drowning here, but he gets a corner onto Yap, who is DB as well, but he goes down before he can finish off Yap. 60% of the bonus left. This was a tank worth about, what, 15-ish percent, 17%? Not a whole lot, but the DB is open onto Yaft, and I guess he'll just have to take it.
Yeah, they were not able to get there. Unfortunately, the Charger misses there. Spitter unsuccessful. They should kill the Hunter and the Boomer pretty quickly here. Here comes the Hunter, here comes the Boomer. Boomer latches on. And the Boomer can just spec out at this point, but no, he gets killed off. Nice skeet, though, by Zyko. And no damage from that one. 48% HP. 2 sets of pills. 88% of the damage bonus. Where he comes out of that pretty strong, I would say. No, a little bit below average tank from Fear Factory.
Yeah, it was unfortunate, but it is what it is. So much. A chip from Hokori. We'll see if Fear Factory can find the same amount of chip, or how Hokori is going to mitigate that, because it was a huge factor of the tank itself. Jockey, Smoker, Charger, and a Spit. Unfortunate to not have a Hunter here. I feel like Hunter factor. Pre-spit into the smoke, into the charge back with the Jockey carrying. Yeah, I'm not even looking at him. He just gets carried into my screen, into the spit. Amazing hit. Nice tank. Nice tank.
Yeah, it was. Was that a 20% or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was just as valuable as the tank was. The Charger and the Smoker combo abusing Coach drastically there. I mean, look at his HP all the way down to 13. Good number, though, but just saying. Good damage. 530 bonus remaining on the survivors. Hit coming in. Tri-cap with the Boomer. Charger does land. Hunter, he gets a slam. The Hunter causing a distraction. Lands 2, not cleared right away. And again, another 10% worth of damage coming out from Fear Factory. And now Fear Factory can probably almost even this up with just half the bonus.
Yeah, this is huge for Fear Factory. Grizz and Co are going to be able to walk it in, but they do cut it down to 1,000 points for the chapter. And yeah, that's a lot of points, don't get me wrong, but it's still very doable for Fear Factory here. A lot of points up for grabs. This tank, we saw how this tank is not the scariest. So a Fear Factory, if they can clean it up a bit, this should be quite straightforward for them. And it's definitely a chapter that they needed. Again, they're foot against Hokori, getting a third of the score that Hokori got on the first chapter. And so this sort of a chapter is definitely needed, especially when we remember is no finale. There's no map 5 here on Dice Scraper Redux. And number 2, the finale, chapter 4, it is very difficult to get points in. It's difficult to survive. It's difficult to get bonus in. So Fear Factory needed this sooner rather than later. They've got the opportunity, but will they seize the day here on their survivor side? Very big hit, and they are giving a lot more respect to Hokori than Hokori gave to them.
I agree. And here's the push out. Look at the Hunter. Oh, the Charger lands, and the Hunter lands on the same target, which will negate the slow charge getup, and they'll take a decent amount of damage, but no car alarm. And no trolling from Grizz on closing the door onto Shockwave 3 times in a row, so that won't happen either, nah, but look at this. Fear Factory looking strong start. They took a little bit of damage, though, but they're out, and spawns are still not up yet. Look where they're at.
Yeah, this is amazing for Fear Factory. They basically mitigated a hit entirely with their pace. Very well done by them, but they're not out of the woods yet. Hunter, Charger, Smoker, and a Boom ready for them before they're going to be able to make it inside. And they're going to hit this, they're going to send this hit earlier than Fear Factory was able to because they only get 2 hits instead of 3. It's going to come in at a good spot. Charger's easily sidestep though. I love the movement from this. You know, not just standing still and shooting it, but moving and weaving the Charger and sidestepping it as well. Trusting that the team's got his back to clear any smoke that might have come out, etc. And they're going to completely defuse the hit.
Yep, pretty good. 2-hit average, only around 3% right now for Hokori. They will have a good chance for here, but look at the push hard. And they get through this. Now the Infected are trying to pre-spawn to slow them down, but here comes the Charger from the back. They don't land it. Hunter can't get through the door. They're not going to get 2-cap, but it is a double punch from the Charger, though.
Right.
And they get this tank up kind of early. They kill the Spit. And this tank thought about it, but Zyko, 6th tank of the game for his team, doesn't have spawns. Would have been too risky, in my opinion, there, no. Even though there was only 1 or 2 survivors.
Yeah, I love the idea. But no, that would have just been a death sentence there for Zyko. He comes around from behind onto the survivors, actually. And remember, the gate's not open. So he's just going to go ahead from behind. Actually, he's kind of bringing it back. We'll see what he goes for. Zyko has been dealt a difficult deck here with this tank. But the thing is, I mean, as far as, you know, in the crowd, you think of favorite tanks to watch. There's a lot of people in this crowd right now who's going to say it's Zyko. Zyko is my favorite guy to watch, and in he goes.
He's going in there. Smoker pulled down. He gets the corner. No, this is big. He gets another punch onto Ellis, 2100. Another punch, 1500. Survivors separate. And now he'll get a second in cap. And another rock hit. See if they can kill him off in time before he gets it. He will die. But the damage output is impressive. They'll have to start this event, get this door open and going. Let's see the value upon pickup. And the pills are popped. They'll have to eat 2 sets of pills. The bonus will drop down to about 600 even. And suddenly, Fear Factory can no longer even this up after this game, after this chapter. They will need more. Nobody's shooting the Charger when he came around there. And attack shut down, some decent spread damage, goes down to 49.6. No, much better tank from Hokori.
Oh yeah, and it was so straightforward. I mean, he was just able to and get right away, tear it up. I mean, come on, it is what it is. 50% of the bonus left, and this is looking much less like that opportunity for Fear Factory's 650 bonus left compared to 412 that Corey walked in with. This could still be a respectable you know, regrouping here, but here's the Hunter, here's the Charger, here's the Smoker and the Spitter. They've got great hit lined up here. Smoker first. Spit is way too far, but Coach is going to be standing in it while he clears. They do dip down to 613, so not even taking 50 points of damage from that hit. And this is good for Fear Factory. All things considered, you know, get a few 100 points back, but we all know they're not done yet. Gonna have to take one more hit here.
Yeah, right now the threshold will be plus 200 when they were down, I believe, less than 4. So this would make it pretty tight. Looks like they want to go quick here. No matter what, I don't think they get a chance for another. Hunter gets blasted. It means the jockey's probably going to lose. They walk into some free spit, so they'll be about 180 points with another scratch from the Spitter, knocking it down to 582.
Yeah.
And actually, they got to protect Coach here. They don't want to take any more damage. All right,
Yeah.
So about 190 is what it's going to be as soon as the door opens up. There it goes. And it's going to be 1668 to 1408. They bring the threshold down to about 260.
Yeah, doable for Fear Factory. I'm sure they would have liked a better tank, but you know, when you are playing against the best of the best, you're not always going to get those large swings back and forth. Sometimes you just have to be happy with the scraps, which is what they got here in Chapter 2, but they're able to make a nice meal out of it, down about 200 points. as we head to Sky Mall, and this is such an influential chapter. 33% tank.
Wow. Well,
Is this going to be a? Is it? I don't think this is quite a cubicle tank. I think this is right after it, as they walk into the side room, which makes this a lot less interesting. But I don't know. That's an interesting tank fight too. But I would love to see cubicles, but I'm not sure that this is what that is.
no, I think they're going to have the room. So as long as they
Yeah.
have that big room, it'll be definitely beneficial for the survivor team.
Oh yeah.
The tank will still be able to get his own corner, but the survivors will have to be will have plenty of room to back up and shoot the SI when they come in. So I believe it all depends on where the tank gets his corner. And I'll call it now. Now, if he is able to get his corner down the hallway directly in front of him next to the scaffolding machine in the corner, if he gets his corner there, then all the infected will be able to get very close to the survivors upon commit. So that is ideal, but I highly doubt that Hokori will let that happen as the ready-ups come out. And here we go. Possible 2 last chapters, but we could be going in another campaign. Fear Factory trying to battle out of a hole. Hokori first on survivor side. Opening attack will be Jockey, Hunter, Spitter, and the Charger. Can't ask for anything better, and they're going to wait to hit around one of these other corners, it would seem. And there seems to be a new meta coming out here. Not just the Facade. All the top teams are doing it.
Yeah, this is kind of extreme though for Fear Factory. We see them dropping, even like dropping down. Okay, now they're climbing up. They're giving. This is kind of strange for me because we got the tank in about 15%. So, okay, yeah, sure. I'll buy it. I'll buy what they're selling in here. We'll see what they do. How effective is this going to be? I feel like Hokori is one of the first teams that's doing this, so they're not going to be caught off guard by this. But it's a bit more extreme than we usually see.
And patience. Survivors do not want to drop down here.
Did
Jockey, what?
Dead. Yeah, you got
Noro,
picked.
question mark? And they're just going to break from the back here and full send into the spit. Oh, they're swimming in it. And they'll get 10% from it. Man, what happened is the Jockey would have been there.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Just some creative positioning there from Corey, catching Noro out. But still, Fear Factory definitely gets their money's worth with that hit. I mean, usually that first hit is kind of a throwaway, maybe 1%. So the fact that they saved and got, almost 10%, that's a huge win for them. Even with only a 3 SI hit. We now go to Chris, who is going to be the tank. He's already getting chipped. He runs through a bit. Jockey comes out. Smoker comes out. Going to get maybe a little bit of SI damage. But, I mean, Chris got chipped for quite a bit. 600 plus points. And he's only halfway through that long corridor. Look at the aggression. Look at Ellis. Oh my God, Ellis. He's going to do it again. He knows these spawns aren't up yet. He gets another 100 points. 48-48. Hunter, Charger, and a Jockey. Look at Yaft. All the way on the other side of this building. So confident that he's not going to get jockeyed. In comes a Charger. Jockey air Charger sidestep. Double smack. And Jockey will not win his 1v1, but he's buying time. He actually lands on Coach there for a moment. Charger's still alive. 1 second left. Charger's up and ready to go just as he dies off. And Chris goes for the disengage here. About 1200 HP with the curve rock around the corner of the cubicles. 61% of the bonus left. I'm going to say he got a good amount of damage onto Hokori. This decommit here with 1000 HP, it's going to be tough for him to find additional damage, but it is possible. And yeah, he's just going to kind of flail around and die off. Boom for 2. He's still alive. I don't even think he wants to be alive at this point. Yeah, the AI tank is going to go ahead and die off. They want to set up for the stairwell hit, which is why we see the smoker going in and dying off. But honestly, I'm not sure if they're going to have time.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
They're not.
No, I think they're going to get this, and they're just going to have to wait to the corner for the movie theater, or else wait at the top of the stairs. I don't think they want to wait that long. And the Hunter's going so fast, losing some of his HP. Not too much to be too scared about, but they can shoot through this wall now. It's not that thick.
Yep.
And they're trying to get a shot at him.
They are.
The Hunter gets hit. And they'll just sit here and shoot this wall all day. This is why you don't want to despawn. The Charger even losing some health. Hunter's
Dude.
almost down now, and it gets skeeted. Spit goes out, and the Charger was even late.
Oh?
A double punch, though. What? So it looks
It's
like a
insanity.
disaster of a hit. Still gets some good value somehow.
I think that there's so much to be said about these disaster hits that, you know, like if they don't get mopped up as 4, sometimes you get more damage just by random straggler stuff, especially in a specific spot on the map, like a stairwell. You know, shit happens, basically. Arc Boom is avoided by Hokori, and they're not going to pop it. 21 HP left on that boom. They do their best. 2-2 here. Spitter got to be careful of getting picked as it goes down to 31 HP. But the pick on the Spitter. The Hunt Smoke is good, but that hit is shut down. 728 bonus for Hokori. Interesting. I mean, I can't stop thinking about that wacky stairwell hit.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. Look at the damage. They got over 50% of the bonus gone. 3 survivors are slow. They're holding on to their pills, though. Looks like they want to wait for the end push on the map, so they're not going to eat any of them. Oh, and also the damage bonus is open on Shockwave, so we could see a focus on him. Spawns are up. Where are they going to send this? As the gates are opening, and it looks like they're just going to have to wait it out, or they can rush it. And it looks like they're just going to let him bleed. Interesting. They're not going in at all. They like the spawns now. They like the spawns. They just want to wait.
I think this is smart. You got to give a team like Hokori a lot of respect as far as tempo goes. If you send in this hit at the Jazz Club, I mean, unless Hokori completely just, you know, unplugs their mice and their keyboards, then that hit's probably going to be worth about 1%. So Fear Factory's like, why even send it? We're just going to get this fancy tramp hit instead and guarantee, or stairwell hit, and guarantee that Hokori has to deal with it. They have to eat it. And it's going to be that stairwell hit coming in shortly.
Yeah, it all depends. Here they go. They're going. Charger from the back. And they, oh my goodness, they just rush it and they get away with it.
Yeah.
They blitz through that choke point like it wasn't even there. Nobody was ready for that. Wow,
That was
what a
crazy.
take.
We've got to keep in mind, these are close quarters situations with high ping. I mean, some of these players are on 150, 130, rising on 240 ping. And these players getting such... It's like they're on 30 MS. They're just getting close quarters clears like it's nothing. Yaft is getting that team skeet with Zyko. But the stairwell hit comes out. Hunt spits good, but Zyko is able to hop up onto the railing quite quickly. 1,200 points here for Hokori, and this is unacceptable for Fear Factory if Hokori were to lock this in.
They're gonna. Only the Boomer has no nothing they can do to stop this. 520 bonus. Into the safe room.
Wow.
2,888 bonus. The only thing that's good for Fear Factory is not. I believe all it will take is 44% bonus to even this up, so they don't need that much more, but they do need to beat that chapter score. They can't go down behind anymore because you know what this finale is like. No, you don't want to be down on it. It's very difficult to make a comeback, so I think if Fear Factory does not at least make this dead even, it's going to be extremely difficult to bounce back, and Hokori might already have this in the bag. We'll see after this chapter.
Yeah, as we get to chill here on the first hit once again, but I will say, I mean, we've actually been seeing some pretty high finale scores lately. Like, teams have been able to find bonus. I mean, it really shouldn't be banking on it, but, you know, I mean, we don't want this series to end, which is looking like it could, and, you know, the finale is still not... Dude, that death charge was crazy. It's still going to be a double cap. Rochelle is carried down below, and the charge smacks too. Definitely not the start to this chapter that you wanted. And I think that's the normal formation that we see more often. When we see teams waiting, they're going for something like that charge. It works out in an awkward way, but it works out nonetheless. 16% out of Hokori.
Yeah, Rising took the beating out of that one for sure. And Rising not paying attention in the back, gets punched by the Common. The Boomer grabs him as well. Looks like Rising's going to be picked on a bit here. But they get a pound spit onto Noro. The boomer gets stuck on him. He gets out, but look at this value. Quarter of the bonus gone, and the tank is not even in yet. This is a disastrous start to Scraper Strap 3 for Fear Factory. Now, look at the damage as Yap comes in, the 7th tank of the game for his team.
It's really important to keep in mind that Rising is not only, a sub, but also is playing on 240 ping. So you got to give him a little bit of range here. He's been doing really well, but that did hit him hard for sure.
There it goes, another rock. I think they're happy with these spawns. Looks like they are. He's in. Oh, they weren't shooting him very well. He's down to 3,200. The charger lands. Tank gets his own corner. It's almost a rolling tri-cap. They'll get the clear, but this is going to be a losing round for Fear Factory. They should be able to kill off the app here. Oh, he gets a turn double! And the value is shooting through the roof here. And it almost ends up being a wipe. And Fear Factory loses everything. And Nah, have we seen the end of Fear Factory, or do you think they can salvage this and make it to the safe room with no bonus? But there's a lot of map to walk. It's going to be tough just to get 700 distance at this point.
I'm going to be a little crazy and quirky and say they got a shot at this, no problem. 242 bonus left for Fear Factory. 50% of the DB is what they're working with. So, yeah, I mean, this is like butter knife for Hokori. Like, it's going to be that easy to cut through this bonus that remains. Spitter, Hunter, Charger, and a Jockey. This is certainly a hit that can take away 200 points of bonus as the Charger lands with the spit, doubling up on standing spit. Yeah, that is pretty nasty. Rising on 1 HP, Noro on 6 HP and bleeding out, Chris on 17 HP and bleeding out, and they've only got one pair of pills to pass around.
Yeah, and it looks like they are going to just crawl because they have no choice. But, like you said, we do have it in cap, and that doesn't really get any value, but still it's funny to see.
Yeah.
No in cap on to Rochelle, though. The Spitter, that's going to be the in cap. Oh, but look at, I was going to say, Ellis getting a little overzealous separating from the team. The Boomer. And it looks like this pickup might take a little bit longer than they expected. Nobody's black and white, but everybody is now down once. And this is going to be rough because the event is not even started. And here comes the Charger getting a multi-charge, and the Jockey covers. Oh no, Fear Factory. That double charge delay was hilarious, by the way.
That was ridiculous, and that's gonna be that. The double cap as well.
And that
down
is
they go.
Wipe. No, they're down 1,100. I don't know. I think Fear Factory is gonna exit and come out. Not even close reference coming out privately though, which is good. But
right.
I'm pretty sure now this is going to be the exit of Fear Factory. Sadly, no game 3.
Almost certainly at this point, down 1,000 points, but we know how those death charges do come out. They have been known to happen. Death charge into a quad sack, into, 4 capping SIs versus 3 survivors is an option. It's an option that would take away their points very quickly, and in fact, that's pretty much what they need. Very quick ready-ups coming out. 2 ready-ups waiting on from Hokori, and we're going to see real quick if those death charges come out or not, because the longer this match goes on, the more unlikely this already unlikely comeback becomes for Fear Factory.
I hear a jockey.
Jockey is going to pre-spawn up early. Spitter comes around and just rockets by the door. Jockey does land. Charger does not. Spit blocks. And the Smoker is going to do what Smokers do now, but they're not going to have a Charger.
Yeah, he's going to take his time with the Smoker too. So now he's running up there. He's thinking about getting the hit. If possible. He just jumped off the cliff. So now I don't know if he's going to have the death smoke possibility here. He's now finding his way through. But, I mean, Rochelle's already going to be... She's going to give the respect because she doesn't know. But yeah, the Smoker's not in position. Now it finally is. Double Boom will buy them some time. there's a hunter, there's a smoker, there's a jockey, but MK, there is no charger.
No, not for a little while. I don't know if they'll get one with the last spawn, but they
I think
might.
they will.
You know what? I think if they get the last spawn, they just go for the quad. Don't go for the death charge or death. You need to kill them. They need to die now. And that hunter got a little overzealous, and looks like this is what they're debating on doing. They're trying to find spawns. They're waiting for the chance. Charger can't find it. Jockey's gonna go get the ledge hang. They'll get a ledge hang, and the charger comes in. Oh, they don't get it. Oh, now they just die. Oh, they get two hangs.
Bro. Double cap?
Oh, the hunter blew it. That was their chance, no.
That hunter, it was
What?
just such a liability. The entire exchange there. That hunter being spawned in up on top and made it so there was no SI to pair with down below. Maybe the jockey could have, but the jockey wasn't there either. Yeah, they're going to get up. They took some damage for sure, but this is exactly what Hokori needed. The goalpost was set very low for them.
Yeah, that was Fear Factory's shot. Couldn't pull it off. Had two survivors in cap, two infected up. A hunter and a smoker with 6 seconds left on his timer. And I think the hunter, all he needed to do was delay. No, that was it. The jockey gets M2'd and killed off. The charger comes up, misses. The spinner comes out and dies. And they just go in with 3, but looks like we see who's going to be. It's going to be a not a rematch, I'm sorry. It's going to be question mark against Hokori in the grand finals of the North American ReBoot. At least that's the way it would seem, barring some crazy catastrophe from Hokori.
Yeah, we'll see. But, I mean, Hokori, we got to keep in mind, they got knocked out of the winner bracket from a disconnect, from a net issue that led to a forfeit. That was how Hokori got eliminated. Or not eliminated, but it got knocked down to the bracket. So, you know, Hokori has, they might be fighting in the loser bracket, but they have fought every single week through this lower bracket, and they obviously have not fallen on their sword once. They continue on, and it's looking like it is going to be versus Hokori, a matchup that many people would have probably just predicted. You know, Russia versus Peru here for the grand finale of the. Watch this final round play out, if not just to enjoy some. To this, always a pleasure to watch. I like the unique hit attempt out of Fear Factory, choosing not to go player with Grizz and trying to do something a little bit different, but you know, it doesn't really work out and they don't have the charge to back it up. So we are going to see Hikaru coming in with tank here shortly.
Big tank for him, and trying to do a point evaluation just for the conversation's sake now. So if they do wipe at this tank, the full distance coming out from Fear Factory put them at 2,500, so they're going to need about 600 and some bonus right now. We know how difficult it is to keep any bonus on here, but we have seen some bonuses recently, like you were saying. They need to get the kill here, and here is the second last tank of this tournament match in Hikaru, just like you said, and he's going to go get the COVID ball and play with his balls before he comes in.
Dude. Maybe. I mean, he might. You know, the survivors are really good at pushing this nowadays. They're really good at making Hikaru's. Oh my god, nice for smack. The E-Rock to follow up. Oh my god, Hikaru was in nice positioning. But now it starts to linger over to the side. Okay, he does manage to keep it out of that corner. Trying to get it through this doorway. Very important. E-Rock. I thought that was it. He's going to have to continue on. We'll get it through, but now he's not done yet. He has to avoid falling through here as well. Does get it through. Whoa! Crazy roll for Hikaru. Maybe following it up. Just going for smacks now. Finds Nick. Yap is not going to get charged or anything. He's going to be able to get the one-shot skate onto Gosu. Now he's just got to charge. We had a jockey. Look at the tank just hanging out in that empty pool. Going to be able to finish off Grizz, but that's all he gets as he goes down.
Come on, get up.
And they live on through another tank. No, Hokori has survived, I believe, every tank but one. There was one wipe that they got to, if I remember correctly. And that was on Chapter 3 of Parish, when they got separated going up for ammo. So Hokori stays clean for another tank. Looks like they will survive 7 out of 8 so far. One more to still come. See if they can survive the 9th one. with a Spitter, Hunter, Boomer, Smoker for the next set of hit. No real big threat here. Hunter trying to get up through the hole, can't figure it out. Eventually, he lands. No ski coming out. Survivor swimming in the spit as far as Ellis.
Yeah.
No idea that it was happening to him, though. Smoker tries to die off at the end, and eventually he will. And 61.3% bonus remains on Hokori. And that is a lot for this chapter at this point now.
It is quite a lot of. It's a boatload of bonus, you might say. They've got full pills. They've even got one extra set at the receptionist desk. As we know, I believe there's 2 sets of pills that spawn there. Here in the finale, they've only had to pop one. Grizz is bleeding out. He got caught there in that empty pool. And comes to hit. They are going to go. Okay, see, this is why go for that conference room hit. They land the charge onto Coach. He even goes down from that. The death spit as well. Massive hit from Fear Factory. And that's basically what this finale has been reduced down to, is the SI teams going for the player in the conference room, and you got to just send a player in to do what he can, because it's so effective at blocking so many spawns, but also opens you up to danger. So that's really how this chapter 4 plays out. Nice hit, but Hokori going to go ahead and transition here, smoke a pull, eventually getting cleared. Hunter, a little bit late to the party, charges well, gets mopped up, quad down. Not even a quad. Double boom, though.
Yeah, it is. And Chris with tank number 9 calling to go in, go in, go in. And he doesn't have the right angle to go in there. He has no support now, so.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's necessarily the greatest call to go in with no support, even if it is a multi-boom. And I can't find out where the tank is. Where is he hiding? There he is.
It's only like one common.
He's in. No hesitation. He's going to try to find his corner. The ladder punch unsuccessful. Hunter pounces around, calls a distraction. Gets shot down to 13 HP. Gets a punch at 4K. Second punch 3,800. Hunter is now dead. In cap at 3,600. He's going to get Ellis, but knocks him out of the pool. A punch onto Rochelle. Another punch onto Rochelle down to 2K. And he's going to pursue Rochelle even more. B-hopping his way in, but not able to get the punch. And they will survive again. Hokori only falling to 1 out of 9 tanks in this tournament match. On to their victory. And another grand finals is in their vision as the rescue vehicle approaches. And the last chance to kill them off were Fear Factory with a Boomer landing, Smoker landing, getting cleared eventually. And now there's just a Spit and a Charger to try to do what they can. And now it's just a Charger, which probably ain't going to get anything whatsoever. And just deleted. He is dead. And there we go. Impressive die scraper redux score for Hokori. I believe they broke 4K now. Let's see if that is enough.
They got about 300 points of bonus. Again, it's not every day that you're getting in the safe room with bonus. We're going to see the full tally come up. 3976. Not quite a 4K. For the Hokori squad, but still always very impressive when a team manages to get into the safe room with bonus on this finale. But of course, it was the wrong team who got into the safe room with bonus. We were hoping it would be Fear Factory so that we could go to the decider map, but it is of course going to be Hokori leaving Factory pretty much insurmountable position. 2,200 points plus is what they're going to need here in this finale. See what they can do. First hit, Spitter, Jockey, Charger, Smoke. They're going to go ahead and send in the charge with Spit. Find some good damage. Jockey in the head, going to carry him in as to the Spit. Nice 11%er doing exactly, because you know, MK, they don't need point, right? They just need to get a couple hits in, bring them below 2,200 points, that they almost just did right there with that, and they've already won.
Yeah, they did. It is pretty much going to be all they needed. Congratulations to them, but we'll finish out this tournament match for that. Also, shout out to E-Time Tournament Director Fig Newton in chat with a bull charge coming out, almost eating Rochelle off of the awning. Smoker pull is not going to get anything. They'll get it clear and they'll take the... Oh my goodness! Ellis!
Not even close!
Not even close is right. The XD's out there. I never seen a survivor slide across the top like that. And look at this, the
Great
jockey.
jump, baby.
Another ledge hang.
Oh.
Noro gonna clean it up though. He just goes and hunts down the spitter instead of picking up. And this boomer won't be able to do anything, and this pickup will happen now. Stumble.
Dude.
Charger.
Dude.
No. Charger.
Dude.
Oh, you don't have the angle. Oh, what an entertaining finish so far this has been.
Yeah.
Oh, he falls down.
Oh!
And now they got to go down and pick him up again. The hunter lands up top.
Oh,
Oh, the clear finally here. Okay, now they get the pickup. They make the
Oh,
jump across
God.
this time. They lose 40% of the bonus. The jockey latches on. And Fear Factory giving us quite an entertaining show here before we're going to end this game.
yeah, definitely. Honestly, both chapters were a great showing. Obviously, Parrish looked a lot more competitive, but they had their Fear Factory had their moment in both of these campaigns, and it was a pleasure to watch. But Hokori showing that, you know, even a year later, since their kind of reign of supremacy, when they just weren't losing a single game. I mean, they're still out here winning grand finale. They're still out making it to the grand finale of the NA boot. You know, they do it all, and they still make, because it's easy to get to the top. Maybe not easy, but it's a hell of a lot harder to stay at the top. And Hokori continues to prove it.
It looks like the team's a little split on what they want to do here. The two Uzi say
Yeah.
no, let's stay on the helipad. While the two shotgun players say no, let's just go run and do other things. I don't even know where they're going at this point.
Who
Okay,
knows?
now they're coming back. I thought they were going backwards in the map, but it looks like two of them are going to stay outside. Two of them are going to stay inside. One shotgun, one Uzi inside, two Uzis out. Hunter's coming inside, so as a Charger, Survivors just hold the S key and back off. Charger finds the target. Does not get cleared. Smoker lands but gets cleared. Hunter gets killed. Melee skeeted by Chris. And all of the Jaja XDs are in chat.
It would have been pretty difficult to clear that double cap from the helipad. So Fear Factory is pretty fortunate that they were able to wipe that up. Some unfortunate jumping from Psycho. Ghost is just going to go jump down the elevator shaft a second. I thought he was going to do it earlier and die, but, you know, he's just going to take some fall damage. And they start jumping off. Down goes Chris. Charge comes out from Gosu. Chris has tested, and that's going to be that.
Approved.
Approved. Kid tested, caster approved.
And here is the last tank of this tournament match for Hokori into the hands of Shockwave. And it looks like he is ready to go in, clean this up, and oh, he gets a double punch through the wall. Oh, he falls down. Okay, here comes the tank. Oh, he ends it on his own terms. Rising is gonna say no here, and the GG well played. And that will be Hokori getting the victory over Fear Factory with a campaign score of 3976, 2033. GG, no. GG.